Hello and welcome to Garblag Games. Tonight we have episode 5 of The Enemy in Shadows, our Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition Enemy Within campaign, sponsored by the lovely people at Cubicle 7. I am Pete, and I am the Game Master.
Hello, good evening. I'm Ben, and I'm playing Annika von Holgau, the Blessed Annika. Oops, gave a bit away there. A priestess of Myrmidia.
Hi, I'm Roger. I am playing Burnoth Anvilfist, the Dwarf Carrack Ranger.
Hi, I'm Leon, and I'm playing Hieronymus Patches Shortbottom. I am a halfling physician's apprentice, but I'm currently going under the alias Copernicus Lowhaven.
Hi, I'm Simon. I'm playing Heinkel Kruger, and apparently people are going to die horribly.
Hi, my name's Millie. I'm playing Brucey Forsyth, who is a human greenfish who just wants to dance.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
Just dance.
Only while the moonlight and music and love and romance.
Romance.
Not romance.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you everyone for joining us. As I said, this is episode 5 of Enemy in Shadows, our penultimate episode for this run of our Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay show. If you would like us to do more, then you should comment on our videos and let Cubicle 7 know that you're enjoying our campaign, and then maybe they'll support us for further games. But we shall see what happens. I mean,
That's
everyone
on the
might horribly
YouTube.
die. Yes. Okay.
Oh, thank you, McNeils5, for subscribing.
Excellent, thank you. So, before we do a recap and begin our adventure, please don't forget to go and check out all our social media. We've got links below in the About if you're on Twitch, and in the video description if you're watching back later on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, come and follow us on Twitch, and if you're on Twitch, don't forget to go and check out the YouTube video at the weekend. Right. Tonight, we are giving away a copy of the Monuments of and one-shots of the Reichland. So we're going to be doing that at our usual break, and we'll give you a special word that you will need to enter into the chat to be considered for winning those PDFs. And the winner will need to contact me on Discord, and Roger's no doubt been putting lovely links in the chat right now. Join us on Discord and then come and find me, Garblag, and talk to me directly, and we'll arrange that for the winner. Cool, okay. Is there anything else I need to mention? Oh, my Kickstarter funded, which is pretty cool. Took a few days, but it's funded, and we've now hit our first stretch goal, which is more fantastic artwork. The artwork is actually inspired by the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, Advanced Hero Quest, and other such games, so it has that kind of old school feel. And oh, thank you, Roger. Yes, you can find that at the link in the chat right now. We've broken through the 1750 stretch goal, and we're heading for the 2000 stretch goal, which is a nice little postcard mini screen. Thank you, Leon, for that genius idea, with artwork on one side and rules on the other, and that should be pretty cool. Okay, that's enough of me talking for a bit. Leon, what happened last time?
Previously on The Enemy Within. So we arrived at Altdorf, nice big shiny white city. The Emperor went by in a little parade. Lovely of him to turn up for us. We got out of the carriage, got there no thanks to Gunter and the other one. Luckily, Sister Annika was there to guide the coach in. As we arrived, two suspicious looking fellas started doing little signals and bunny ears to me. I went across them. They realized I was not probably the halfling they were looking for. Still don't know what's going on with them. They wandered off into a building somewhere, so a bit perplexing. We met Brucey Forsyth's fisherman friend, who took us down the road, and there was a mad, I think he was mad, maybe he was more sane than any of us, street preacher, started pointing at me and screaming something about a horned rat and I'm the doom that will come to everyone. Something
And
probably
there being
nothing,
shadows over Bogenhalf, and I'm sure that doesn't relate to anything.
nothing at all. Crazy
Catchy name for a
person.
band, though.
Then we got to a bar and we went our separate ways. We're going to go along with Bruce's fisherman friend to Borghafen. Have we got the name right? Yes.
Bogenhafen.
Bogenhafen,
where there are apparently some kind of shadows, according to that doomsayer.
But we're setting off the next day because me and my wizarding friend, who loves to buy me lots of treats, are heading to the College of Magic, where there are rumours of demonic parties and all sorts of improper things.
I think they were demonic sex parties, weren't they?
I believe
Yeah,
it was demonic sex parties.
that's what I remember. Yeah.
That's
That's
not
why
why
the
we're going
halflings-
there. We're going there because my wizarding friend Heinkel is going to pick up his license.
I'm gonna get a
Um,
license.
And what was everyone else doing? There was a fight, there was a scuffle. Some people tried to jump us, or we don't know. Maybe they tried to jump us, but they got assassinated by someone else first. They seem to be part of some sort of criminal gang or cult. They had some sort of marking on them. And at the same time, outside the tavern, there was
Purple
some
hand.
Purple Hand gang. I don't know if they called the Purple Hand gang.
They
Definitely
are
not the
now.
red
Purple
hand
hand
gang.
gang.
Oh, now
Definitely
the
the
Purple
Purple
Hand gang.
They will click their fingers as they come through the streets.
And then also by the docks, there was also a bit of a scuffle there as well. And I believe Brucey and his fisherman friend just kind of kicked the bodies into the river because that's just how it's done.
Just how it's done on the river, eh?
Yeah.
Just knock people, and then nobody knows,
Did I
What happens
miss?
on the river stays on the river.
or under the river.
Did I miss anything important?
The only other thing you were going to do is that Blessed Annika was going to go in the morning to the Temple of Mamilia
Yes.
before heading off, which is why Joseph had sort of begrudgingly agreed to hold on to possibly lunchtime, depending on.
So
what
sorry,
happened.
my holy orders got in the way of your turning up to a party early.
And
Apology
the party,
accepted.
the Schaffenfest at Bogenhafen is drawing people from all around to enjoy the livestock markets and the kind of carnival and entertainments that will be going on there. And
Who
Joseph
doesn't
is
enjoy
heading
a good
there.
livestock market?
Absolutely. Whilst enjoying a carnival, Joseph is heading there to sell wine and various other wares at the Schaffenfest. It's like
If
a
you
massive
buy a
thing.
cow or a pig in the livestock market, can you take them to the carnival with you? And do you have to pay separately for them to go on the rides?
I think they count as a +1. I think you'd be okay. Depends on the rides.
Going to buy a pig, take it on the Dodgems.
So,
Call it Bernard.
Annika, Bernoth, and Brucey
Mhm.
had gone with Joseph back to the Boatman Inn, if I remember correctly,
Mhm.
to have a few beers and wait for Heinkel and Patches, Hieronymus, sorry, Mr. Lowhaven, to come back from the College of Magic. So we shall rejoin our halfling and wizard friend as they approach the College of Magic. And if you remember, this is a vast, impressive building. I'll bring up the map again because I know our viewers
Looks like the poll finished.
Oh.
And,
Mhm.
And who was the person that they thought was going to suffer from miscasts from Heinkel?
Patches.
Patches. Oh, by how much was it a clear lead?
Yeah, hang on, I'll go back and check the.
Is it they think I'm going to be damaged by magic, or they want me to be damaged by magic?
No,
Who
they
will
think you are.
Heinkel catch? Yeah, they just think you are. So it was 7, and Bernoth was the closest one with 5. Nobody
Okay.
thinks the Blessed Annika was going to get caught in a magic mishap.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was safe. But
so-
7 folks.
who's in the
have-
name? Blessed.
Yeah.
Let me just move the map a little bit so people can see.
I hope it's the dwarf. They're just like lightning rods for magic, aren't they? Just ground out to nothing.
Because they like it so much. Such big fans
I
that
don't think anyone needs to worry about me miscasting.
Going in
Oh,
the
no,
book.
we do. We do,
Okay,
because it's magic.
it is magic.
And it's super dangerous.
Yeah.
this. That's why you need a license.
Yeah, I definitely do need a license and the ability to cast spells. That helps.
We don't know yet,
So
can't
you
cast
arrive at the
spells.
College of Magic, and if
Yes.
you remember, this is a university and the colleges of magic. And Joseph had been telling you about strange goings on, and you'd heard various rumours about odd practices going on. And as you'd approached Heinkel, you'd had this kind of magical awakening. Your eyes had seen another layer of reality. As you approached, the winds of magic became visible to you, and you could see them swirling and twining in and around the kind of spires and towers of the building. Faint traceries, transparent. It's kind of like a distant rainbow kind of feel to it. But it's there, and it's flowing around the building, and you can see it's kind of coming in from up on high, and then these traceries are kind of going in and down and around. And if you remember, there was the odd twinkle of dar around you, which is the dark magic, which is bad. Just in case anyone was unsure of that. But this didn't perturb you, and you headed up to the college. And after sort of presenting your official documents to the guards, you are shown through a series of corridors into a kind of antechamber waiting area. And on one side of it, there's a desk. There's some sort of comfortable little chairs dotted around a little table, and there's bookshelves around the walls, and in this interior room, so there's no windows looking out. So there's a few candles, sort of lighting up the room. And at the far end of the room, a young lady sits reading, and as you come in, and she stands up. Hello. I'm Fee. I apprentice to Kilda. I'm expecting you. She's shaking visibly as you come in.
Yeah. You seem ever so nervous. I don't see any reason for you to be nervous. Why were you expecting me?
No, sorry. I meant the guard had said you were coming. But also, I knew you were coming at some point. Hilda's left me this very important document to hand to you. I just need to see your papers.
Okay, I shall hand over my papers.
Okay, and she kind of unfurls it and lays it out on the table, and she's got a large kind of ledger to one side.
Right.
And you see her. There's a very fine-looking pot of ink and a very snazzy-looking quill with a kind of striped feather with little dapples in it.
Wicked. And
she dips it so carefully, and kind of her hand kind of shaking into the ink, and she says, she's just muttering to herself as she transcribes your name and details into this book. Although she's shaking, when the quill touches the parchment, her strokes are smooth, and she has exceptional handwriting. Something that, as a wizard and someone who spends a lot of time looking at books and reading things, you kind of appreciate her skill with a pen. And you see she's making a log of this transaction, as it were. And she has like a rather robust-looking travelling case, scroll case kind of thing, to one side. And she pulls it out and she says, I'm sorry that my lady Hilda was not here herself to attend to this. She has travelled down the river to Bogenhafen for the ahead of the Schaffenfest. She very much enjoys that this time of year, and will be partaking of the revelries. And you see, she seems a bit annoyed suddenly. But
she's not going.
But I'm here to give you this. So she hands over your license, effectively, your documents that show witch hunters and imperial guardsmen and the like, the correct seal, the correct information to to say that you are a wizard.
Not hung,
of
drawn, and
the
caught
realm.
for casting a spell.
Yeah, obviously, if you cast a spell at an Imperial Guardsman, he'll probably still chop your head
I
off.
better make sure it works.
That's the Simon I know and love. Right. Okay. So,
Oh, I didn't realize it would just be paperwork. I thought, I know I'd be more lights or something.
Hang on.
Whoa,
Hey!
special
Hey!
effects!
Oh, you're a wizard, Heinkel.
Amazing. No, sorry, I didn't. She was so focused on Heinkel, she just kind of now notices you. Oh, hello, she says.
Oh,
Are you? I'm sorry, I don't have 2 scrolls. Are you here?
no.
Oh, don't give him a wizarding license.
Although,
Just take Heinkel's.
Style
It's
it out,
fine.
Patches. Just style it out. Yeah,
there's a brief second where Patches starts thinking, like, maybe I could get a wizard's license, and then I'd be a wizard. Oh, no, I'm just his bodyguard. I look after him.
She looks slightly confused, but stranger things have happened. Very well.
A really fancy quill you got.
It's not.
I should
it's
put
not-
my hand
not
across the
mine.
front and guide the halfling backwards. Step away from the quill. I've only just got my license.
It's
They
not
can take it
mine.
back.
It's not mine.
Oh, you stole it.
No, I work here. It's
Oh.
not mine. Yes, I haven't stolen it. Stolen it? Why would I steal it? I work here.
It looks so pretty.
Anyway,
Yes, I think we will be heading towards Bogenhofen.
Oh,
I think everyone's going.
Except you.
yes. Well,
So you got more
if you
licenses
do
to hand out
see
then?
Lady Reichhilde, then I would suggest that you don't enter Bogenhafen without seeing her, to let her know that you've arrived.
Why are you staying here if you've already given him his license? You got more to do.
There's lots to do in
Oh.
my lady's absence, which I must attend to. And she kind of turns around. She doesn't leave the room, but she kind of sits down and she's pulling other books out, and she looks like she's researching something, and she kind of goes over to one of the shelves and starts pulling some books off.
I thought you're not going to rush off to a demon sex party then.
I beg your pardon,
It's the
We-
talk of the town.
Mr.
on our
Mr.
way,
Kruger. I suggest you and your friend leave before you offend someone more important than me.
on our way into the city, we came across a demonologist, someone who raises demons.
Oh, did you?
One of these, yeah.
We
Yeah.
killed him.
And yeah,
You killed. Okay.
well, actually, there was about 6 of us, so it wasn't like just me and the
Tell her
halfling.
that.
This is really the wrong department to talk to about such events.
Yeah, that's fine.
You
Anyway,
know,
I'm just explaining his comment. We shall go now.
Okay.
We shall leave the room.
Okay. So you leave the room, and the guards are standing just outside the door. So they hadn't left you unattended, because even though you have official documentation, there's obviously expensive stuff around, and
Yeah, and a halfling.
I didn't say it.
But yes.
Do I have the quill? Am I that good? That even I don't know that I've got it.
You can make a roll if you want to, see if you stole the quill.
Don't make me kill you this early. There's still an episode
Oh,
left.
yeah, I'll let Heinkel kill me next episode.
Okay, so you don't pocket the very fancy quill from
But I
the
could.
College of Magic. You could try if you wanted to.
I just know that I could have done it, so it's fine.
You got fortune, haven't you?
There's no challenge.
You could use a point of resilience to automatically
I'm
succeed.
really scared of Simon. Out
Okay.
of game.
Out of game. Okay.
I have just given the halfling 3 silver coins. I put them in my hand openly and gave them to him as a distraction.
Look at the shiny.
Actually,
Look at the
Heinkel.
shiny, yeah. I should almost hold them out in front of me and like move my fingers so you can see the glinting of the silver.
Are they on a
walk
a
forward.
stick and a string?
Yeah, is that the next scene?
And
Like
you're like-
Clankel with a hand drill, putting it on a string and a
There's
stick.
3 coins in between your fingers, and you just keep going like that and making them disappear.
Like, what's this behind your ear?
No, I really have just given you 3 silver shillings.
But this mental image
Oh.
of like Patches digging away behind his ear looking for silver for the next few days.
You can't give me 3 silver shillings. I've already stolen your purse.
So, you're thinking, Patches, this bodyguarding gig is paying well. And you guys head back to the Boatman Inn.
Yeah.
So
Being
you make
very
your way,
aware for,
being very aware and keeping an eye out. Both of you, please make perception rolls at -20.
-1.
You did not spot the demon sex orgy.
Wrong
this,
door.
this penalty is really because it's dark, so it's hard to really tell.
Doesn't
anyone
Patches
is-
have night vision?
I don't know if he does he?
I don't know. Leon, you're muted.
No, I gotta check. I was actually just mouthing it because I could see I was on mute. My hands
It'll be on your character sheet in your
I failed.
talents.
What?
So neither of you passed.
Oh, I can use. I'm going to use a point of thingy. What's it?
Fortune.
Where?
Yeah, point of
you get them
fortune.
back.
Right click on it
Right click in the box.
in the box.
Yeah, halfling. Yeah, I should have night vision. So I didn't.
Yeah,
have
he
it.
does, so that he
Oh,
shouldn't have had
so
the penalty.
So no -20, so you +1. Ah,
It was much closer.
okay. So,
I can work out.
Oh, so he failed, but no success levels?
so
+1.
yeah, plus. What would you have?
Well,
rolled?
was it -20?
Yeah, -20.
Oh,
so you're
yeah,
fine.
so +1.
You don't think you're being followed,
I think this is fine, Heinkel. I think.
and you come back to the tavern as the Boatman Inn's gregarious landlady Una Mühlmauer is bringing beers over to the table, and Brucey, Blessed Annika, and Bernoth are there. Your friend Joseph has just gone to the water closet. He's peeing in the river as you guys come past and go in the Boatman Inn. And the three of them are
Joseph.
sitting there drinking beers.
Hello, guys.
You're
Ah, you're back.
back
didn't
quicker than I
see-
expected.
We didn't see any demon sex.
Yeah.
There were these 2 fellas. I think they were trying to mug us, but then someone shot them before they got to us. This city is wild.
We encountered 2 people that had been shot as well.
Who hasn't been shot tonight? I tell you.
Us.
Me.
Yeah.
Although, if you leave Joseph, well, you will come back with shots. Just be careful.
I had these weird tattoos on them. Purple hand.
Oh, we already got those ones. Our ones had purple hands on them as well. Do you reckon they've got different colours on them when they get shot?
I don't know, you tell me. Is it some kind of marking? Like a guild or something?
Probably got to be part of a gang. Maybe
I
it's
don't
just,
know. Purple's a very culty colour, isn't it?
you reckon?
Hmm.
It's a very culty colour.
I just thought it was like Thieves Guild or something.
Trying to find wizard's license.
I think you left it in your pocket.
No. I'm trying to find it so I can add it to my.
Don't tell me you've lost it already.
No.
Patches says stuffing it in his
I'm not sure
pocket.
I'm not sure it's in the trapping section.
You don't think?
No, I don't
Ooh,
think so.
Simon
So
and
just
Leon have
to-
both got rerolls.
Oh, look at that.
Thank you.
Nice.
For the lucky
Guild
Kender
license.
Leon.
Where's that? They didn't have.
I've
They
got a
didn't have-
guild license.
They didn't have much on them. It must be said. I guess maybe they're at the start of their night of their thieving. But they look kind of raggedy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
they had hoods and daggers, and they
Sweet.
were both shot by a crossbow bolt.
Okay, they didn't attack you.
No, they were dead before we even got there.
As you say that, Joseph's coming into the table, and he's like, "Yeah, oh, you're talking about those." Oh, he almost shouts it out really loud across the tavern, and then he kind of sits down next to you. Oh, yeah, they looked like they were snooping about the boat, and someone had shot them.
You're more familiar with Outdoors than me. Do you know the Purple Hand Gang? Is that what they're called? No. Okay.
No,
Annika
Purple Hand
reckons
Gang.
that's culty.
Never heard of that. Culty.
Perhaps if you ask at the temple tomorrow.
But they kind of stank, didn't they?
Yeah, I
Mm.
might do.
A really
Yeah.
good week.
Didn't smell like they're bloody washed.
Hmm. Don't know. Right. So, who's up for shots?
I'll put my hand up. Yeah.
Excellent. Everyone?
Yeah.
No, not for me.
Yeah.
He doesn't really hear you. He goes, everyone, and then walks off
Yeah.
and goes and gets some little horn cups with something in. And it's potato based and horrible.
Horrible. Yeah.
I think this is imported stuff.
Oh.
I thought you meant schnapps.
Oh, it's got a kick.
Imported from where? This stuff's grim.
Better than the stuff we once stilled on the back of a barge. Remember when we was going down the river? 6 weeks we had that leftover potatoes.
That had moss growing in it.
It was great though. This is
Yeah,
better.
true.
In Australia, they make it from fruit. This
Ah,
isn't
fruit.
fruit.
Like a light, like what? You can what?
Fruit's,
I heard someone
fruit's
tried
fine
making.
the way it is. I mean, it's horrible crap you
Give
want
us
to
a
turn
good
into
ale any
alcohol.
day.
I think I heard somewhere someone made alcohol out of algae. That was recently. I heard
No.
about that.
No. That's way too technical and of a thing that.
Boogie hole.
Umgi.
Right. So, unless there's anything you guys want to do specifically in the evening, the rest of your night will kind of continue with either drinking with Joseph or going to bed. Up to you guys what you want to do. Unless, as I said, there's something specifically you wanted to do.
No.
Nope, nothing specific.
I'm just for sleeping.
No, I don't think
Okay.
I'll be able to hock the daggers at this time of night.
Cool. Okay.
I'm up for drinking.
So, Joseph does say so. Who's crewing then? Who's crewing?
I guess I'll put yeah.
I'm happy to crew.
If you don't
kind of-
mind waiting.
Do I get to steer it?
He grabs your arms, Heinkel. Yeah, they'll do. They'll do.
Was the boat rowing or sail?
Sail.
I don't know
Yeah.
much about sailing.
Can you
I
lift
can
things?
row. Aye,
Well, then you can move the stuff.
I can do that.
Yep. You can pull on ropes.
Aye.
Good. That'll do. That'll do. I'll find some work for you. Okay, so it's 2 shillings a day each. And
How long's the
as
journey?
a point of order, out of character, any of you may now immediately enter the boatman career for 0 experience.
Oh, I'm tempted.
Don't know if my doctor trainer would be pleased with me.
Now I got the levelers in my head.
But is Bernoth going to go for that?
No.
You know what to be called Boaty Burner?
Boaty Bernoth. So, Brucey, I'll leave that up to you if you want to.
Yeah.
Burnoth is a bit.
Burnoth face.
I can already row. I'm not bad on boats, which is
Okay.
unusual for a dwarf. But rangers are unusual for dwarves because they like being outside.
So
Patient.
here's the thing, like immediately being able to enter the boatman career is actually a step up for Brucey. It's like a free level up.
Yep, that's what it says. It says any character that takes up Joseph's offer to act as crew may immediately enter the boatman career for 0 XP. This is a one-time offer.
I will.
Oh, does that mean the boatman level, or does it mean the boatman career? Because that's different. because my career is the Karak Ranger, but Karak
This is
Ranger is also
true.
the name of level 2 of that.
This is true.
So the class is Riverfolk, and the career group I'm in is Riverwoman. The class for boatman is Riverfolk,
Oh, okay.
and the career group is boatman.
Yeah, and the career path is boat hand, boatman, barge swain.
Ah, yeah. So you'd become a
And
boat
barge
hand, I
master.
think,
Oh, okay.
That's an interesting one.
because I'm assuming boatman is. Yeah, it'd be like saying you could go in Karak Ranger. You wouldn't jump to level 2.
Oh, okay. Let me have a look at this.
Boatman
have to
is
have
a
a look at my
class
book.
level. It would be great if everyone did it.
Just
Suddenly,
Just all
it's a
become
pirate
boatmen.
adventure. Oh, don't worry.
Yarr.
Our traveller show that's going to start in about 2 weeks is going to be quite piratey. Hey, Fathoms, thank you for following. Okay, right. So you can go to boat hand. We'll
All
say
right,
for
boat
now.
hand.
And if we find out later on that it's boatman straight away, then we'll say you can, if you want to, you can go to boat hand.
All right, let me have a look at. I'm just going to look in Foundry
You
at
go
the,
for it.
the
You
difference,
go for it.
and then
Yep.
I'll let you know in a minute.
So,
I'll weigh up my options over some shots.
absolutely. So, you bed down for the night after a few shots, and Joseph offers you board on his boat, which I'm going to show you. Find the right scene.
Just I'm looking in the wrong window. Okay.
Getting it now. Here we go. Activate the bearer belly.
It's changed.
Bum, 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 bum. Go. Loading.
Oh no, I don't own any tokens with vision.
In this scene, that's what mine said as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just have to change the settings, so bear with me for a second. Okay. The one bit of prep I forgot to do before the session.
The first shot didn't taste very good, but the fifth one, I've
Grows
started to
on you.
acquire the taste.
And you get ready for that at the back where it. yeah, ready for it now. Come on, number 6.
It's like you don't get to the bad aftertaste if you just drink another one quickly.
It works better if you down it and then have some ale.
I've run out of ale.
Can you see it?
Yes. But I
Oh,
can.
no, I can.
Look. The bearer belly. This is Joseph's boat. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
So there is the.
I shall not be getting my bear belly out in the tavern.
So this one is in the Enemy in Shadows companion.
Which we gave away a couple of weeks ago.
It's actually the
Oh, you did?
interior of the cover with a lovely piece of art there, showing the book off as well. So the main deck has got covered wares on the foredeck. On the aft, you have rudder, steering, etc. You've got some enclosed. Sorry, that's what you can see on the main deck level is actually the top, where there's extra storage and a storeroom top, and then the cabin interior, which is that little boxy building on top of it. Big room on the left is the main cabin, where there's table, food prep, and a rug and things. And then the 2 rooms behind, you've got Joseph's cabin, the upper one, and Volmar and Gilda's cabin, the lower one. And he's offered to put you up, sort of bunking around the main cabin, so you can kind of all stretch out around there. And if someone wants to, they can sleep up in the storeroom upstairs. it's all kind of slightly,
I'll
as you can,
sleep on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
as you see, it's slightly well worn, well loved boat. It's been up and down the Reich many times, and Joseph is very fond of it as he goes, and you can see he kind of pats his hand on the gang, the railings by the gangplank, and it's kind of, you know, not. He seems to be affectionate with his boat as he goes. And Volmar and Gilda you meet, and they are an older couple, and they have a extremely loyal and baby daughter Elsa. So they have their cabin where they stay, and the rest of you are welcome to bunk where you can. So you spend a first night on the Barabelli, which is fairly comfortable. You can hear it's sort of the gentle sway of a tethered ship, you know, ever so slightly bobbing, kind of rocking you to sleep. That and the alcohol in your system helps you get to sleep pretty easily. And morning comes. Blessed Annika, you arise, with the dawn, and can feel within your heart this kind of call. What do you intend to do today?
Get up, morning stretches. Then I've got to go and pick up my clothes from the pub.
Mm-hmm.
Put the robes on.
I feel like you should clarify that your clothes were being washed from
Yes,
last
they were
episode.
being laundered. No, I've got to pick up my clothes
Context.
from the pub because I left naked.
I took them all
Wild
off.
abandon.
Well, you missed out at the university, so
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll be escorting her.
Okay. So
pick up my
5
freshly laundered
bodyguards
robes
better than
and
yours.
make my way straight to the Temple of Myrmidia.
okay, you make your way straight to the Temple of Myrmidia. As you're going, Bernoth and Annika, please make perception rolls. -6. You are just very focused on
I'm on a mission.
following Annika, and Annika's very focused on getting to the temple. So you arrive at ask a few people, and they kind of point you in the way of the largest, the most well known temple of Myrmidia that seems to be set up in the city. And there's a large, impressive building, and there is a stone statues dotted around of Lady Myrmidia in various different poses, with blindfold over eyes, a spear, with an owl in some, with scales on some, sort of around the exterior. And it's a fairly austere building. There's not much pomp and ceremony to it. It's quite functional and Spartan, as you would imagine. And as you approach, you can see that there are 2 soldiers or guards of the temple standing outside the door, one on either side.
Walk straight up to the door.
Okay.
Got
Greetings,
the robes of
they
a
say.
priestess.
They just say greetings as you approach.
Gentlemen, where might I find the high priestess?
High Priestess Lucretia is attending to the vestry. The guard kind of looks through the open doorway and points towards one of the side. There's like a main chapel through the centre, and then to one side there's like a doorway.
Thank you, and I shall glide gracefully past in the direction of the vestry.
I'll stomp alongside rather ungracefully.
They sort of watch the dwarf more as you go. And you make your way through. There's a few people in here. There's a few. You see a couple of soldiers together, and they seem to be holding their weapons sheathed, but out off their belts, and doing prayers to Myrmidia. And you see a lady crying prayer, and there's a couple of other people. No one really of note. And to one side, you can hear someone sort of humming to themselves. Side chamber.
I shall look about for anybody who looks like a priestess.
Well, as you go in, you can see a lady dressed in a fine robe, and she is sort of moving candles around and a few bits of paraphernalia and kind of religious trinkets on a kind of platform, and she looks like a priestess.
I'll head her way and curtsy then.
She hears you approach and sort of turns around. Greetings,
Priestess.
initiate. I have not seen you before. Not of the local area, are you?
No, my lady. We arrived just last night. I've come to Altdorf to swear my vows.
Right. Well,
I studied in Magritte under the temple there.
interesting.
I followed the teachings of Myrmidia ever since.
And you have come a
I
long
wish
way.
to pledge myself to the temple.
Well, do not let me stop you from doing thus. Do you wish a private area to do this? Shall I fetch? Bear with me. I shall fetch another priest to bear witness. And she steps to the side and through a small door. You know, they've got those little doors like they have in old churches where they kind of just fit through.
Well, that door was much further away. It's not.
And a few minutes pass, and you're kind of standing there, sort of a little bit nervous. And
I'll chat to her while we're waiting to try and, if I notice she's nervous, to try and calm her down.
Very close now, Bernoth. Very close. That's all. I'm not nervous about the vows. It's just so close. I can.
They'd have to get through me first. I'm bound by oath to make sure this happens. You have my
Okay.
oath on that.
okay. So they come back shortly after, and the other priest is a man, and he seems to stand to one side with a tome and a quill, and he seems to be sort of making notes. And she is carrying a book, a large book, and on the spine of the book it says Bellum Strategia. And Annika, to you recognise this. This is a holy book, you know, of the teachings of Myrmidia, of this
Yes.
cult, and something that, you know, it's a popular holy book, but the large versions of it, which are, you know, exquisitely drawn with calligraphy, and I've forgotten the word for religious pictures in books.
Illumination.
That's the one. Yep.
Illumination.
Specific illumination.
Illuminati.
And she puts it on the kind of altar that she was setting up. You see her move a few things around, and she says, "Right, well, step forward and tell me your name and your place of birth and your goal." your mission. And then I shall read the strictures, and you shall vow to follow them.
My name is Annika von Holgau of Holgau. I've studied the scriptures in Magritta. I wish to pledge myself to Myrmidia to serve her ways.
And she mutters a few holy words, and then she says, "Will you always act with honour and dignity in all matters?
I swear I will.
Will you respect prisoners of war and never kill an enemy who surrenders?
I swear that I will.
Will you show no mercy to the unrepentant enemies of humanity?
I shall grip my spear upright at that point and go, I swear that I will.
Will you obey all honourable orders?
I swear that I will.
And most important of all, you vow to preserve the weak from the horrors of war.
I swear so.
Place your spear upon the altar.
We'll do that.
Kneel.
And kneel.
Takes out a little vessel of holy water. Flicks some on you. Says, "You are now of Myrmidia. Rise, Annika."
I shall do that. Thank you, Holy Mother.
Father Adelard here has borne witness to this, and we shall share word with local temples of your vow.
You honour me. I thank you.
I'm going to mutter a short prayer in Kazalid once the ceremony's kind of concluded. May Grogny ensure she always adheres to the oath, but in Kazalid.
This lady looks at you like she knows what you're saying. And she just kind of nods. Well, Annika, it seems you've come far, and I sense you have a long journey ahead of you. Well, what are you aiming to do within the city? Perhaps you could stay a few days and we could discuss strategy, strictures, the ways of your land, and how well our people are reflecting the ancient traditions.
I would be honoured. I am sworn to accompany some friends first to the Schaffenfest, but it would be my pleasure to return.
Ah, Bogenhafen.
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Well, would you mind doing me a favour then?
It would be my honour.
There is a temple of Myrmidia within the city, which unfortunately is upon hard times and is preparing for centenary, a very important centenary. Now bear with me while I just find the right page. Keen to refurbish the temple to celebrate the centenary of the town's defence of Grom the Paunch. And it's a little way off, but I have a donation that I would like you to carry for me to Bogenhafen and deliver to the Temple of Myrmidia there. We've been raising some money, and we have 50 gold pieces, 50 gold crowns that we would like to send there. And if you and your friend, who seems a capable fellow, she says, looking at Bernoth, are willing to do so, and your friends who are travelling to Bogenhafen, if you could take this. All the viewers can see that I lost connection to the server, but it got re-established. If you are willing to take this, then we'll be indebted to you, and at the same time you can introduce yourself to the temple and the priests there.
It would be my honour, priestess, to serve in this way.
Excellent, excellent. Well, what I shall do is we shall fetch the coffer, which you may take with you. And we will hear back from our friends at the temple as well, and I'm sure they will be pleased to write back to us about such a generous donation.
I will see that it is so.
And she looks at Bernoth and says, "In Casalid, make sure you do." and then she walks out of the room.
I'll respond back in Casalid as she's walking away by my oath.
Oh, she pauses for a moment, doesn't turn around, but then carries on walking. And as she pauses, the priest at the side quickly scribbles something down. Okay, cool. So presently she comes back with a couple of young lads who look like young initiates, and they're kind of like, oh, here's a little, it's like a little box. It's not huge. 50 gold crowns is a lot of money, but it's not huge. So not fairly nice little box. And they kind of hand it over to the dwarf.
I'm going to shake it. Does it rattle?
It's ever so slightly. It feels like they've wrapped it in cloth or something inside to
muffle the sound.
To muffle the sound.
Okay,
yeah, that shit's going in a sock for the next couple of days.
If it's muffled, I'll kind of give an approving nod. We probably shouldn't tell the halfling.
Oh, he's not that bad.
You'll smell it.
I wouldn't keep vast riches from you.
He's not going to steal church money.
Can't steal money off gods.
Twice. Okay, cool. So she says, well, I'm very sorry to rush off, but I have to give a private sermon.
I understand. I'll return as soon as I'm able.
Of course, and it's been a pleasure to meet you, Annika.
Thank you for your blessing and for your trust.
Yes, and I hope that Media guides you, and you find justice in all things. And she leaves the room, and the other priest, after a while, sort of says, "Pleasure to meet you." And he kind of closes his book up, and then he looks like he's taking over the setting up of the altar or whatever was there. And he starts getting on with it, almost like you're not in the room. Not in a rude way. Not in a rude way, just
at
in
that
a
point. Not interested, boys.
Sure. Okay. So the two of you leave, and I assume sort of gave a little prayer on the way out.
Yes. Oh, I'll drop a couple of my
50 gold crowns in.
No, I've only got 19 brass pennies, so I'm gonna take that down to 15 and leave a donation in the poor box.
Okay. And
surely they should be giving you some of the money from the poor because you're so poor.
How churches work.
So you leave, and the guards kind of nod you out. And
right to the shops.
Chainmail for the dwarf.
Well, on the way back,
episode.
I wouldn't mind offloading those daggers we picked up the other night.
That's fine. You can do that on the way back.
Cool.
Standard.
We don't need to put
standard selling
that
rules.
looks at this box funny.
Yeah. Well, the box, I'm going to kind of almost have it inside my cloak so it's not on display.
I assumed you would be hiding it in some way.
It's probably best we don't actually advertise that we've got this.
No, I had no intention of doing so.
Because if someone mentions something to the wrong person.
Yeah. It's a lot of money and very tempting. And some people won't care that it's bound for the church.
I know some word doesn't mean a lot to some people. That oath of yours sounded almost dwarven.
Nymedia is harsh and strict, but she does not mess around.
Good. More manlings should follow that.
Okay, so you guys spend your time. You're selling off some of the daggers.
Yeah,
and
just as a brief
yeah,
stop.
yeah,
'cause
on
I
the
don't
way-
particularly
on the
want to
way.
be hauling this thing around a lot.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. You guys can do
Is
that.
there Temple of Sigmar nearby?
There's a dirty great Temple of Sigmar right in the middle of the city, or
It's
there's
just that
kind
they're
of-
usually quite close together. Was
there's
all I
kind
was
of
thinking.
yeah. It's kind of over the Platz.
Because I need to drop off that Sigmarite woman's necklace at the Temple of Sigmar as well.
You can do that on the way back.
Yeah. So I'll report to the Temple of Sigmar that there was a priestess on the road and she died, but I brought her symbol back so that she could be remembered for standing and fighting against the taint of chaos. There you go, non-anomaly. She fought someone's taint.
A dour-faced, balding priest accepts your the holy symbol, but you're not sure whether he accepts your story or not. But he thanks you all the same, and attends to his business.
Yeah, off we go then.
Okay, right,
Not
back
a long
over
stop.
back over to the Barrowbelly. Joseph's waking up. The Annika and Bernoth have headed off. So Hieronymus, Heinkel, and Brucey. Was there anything in particular you wanted to do this morning?
No, I think I drank a lot of shots.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Stay in bed.
You may have redecorated the side of the Barrowbelly. You're not sure.
Might have, yeah.
Have you become a boat?
I
Boat
am
hand?
a boatman. Brucey is a boatman.
Okay, cool,
Yay.
cool, excellent.
'Cause
We've
it
had our
get-
first career change.
I can.
If I could
can
choose the
now-
life I'd lead, then
up
I would
my,
be a boatman.
Yeah, up my strength instead of a stat that's already all right. And we get a nice. Yeah, that was the bit that
The
pitched
decider.
it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Brucey, the dancing boatman.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So he's showing you around and showing you, right, here's this, and when I shout raise the sail, that means this, and pull on this, that's that, and drop that, here we go. And he's kind of pointing out some things to everyone. And Heinkel and Hieronymus probably aren't listening half as closely as Brucey
I'm
is.
going up the rigging. It's so cool.
Look, wait.
Hey, God,
Wait.
Get down. Somebody get a broom.
I've been up rigging before. I'm quite skilled at that.
Okay, cool. So you are starting to get used to the boat and everything. Are you guys just going to kind of prep that and wait for the others to return?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the idea, at least for Brucey, is to have everything as ready as we can. So when
Cool.
Bernoth and Annika get back, we can be like, "Come on, then, let's go. We delayed a bit. Let's, that kind of stuff."
Cool.
I just want to look over the boat, find all the nooks and crannies, and
Is there like a
Throughout
street
the place.
food vendor selling breakfast pastries or meat pies or something like that on the way back?
Breakfast pies.
Breakfast pies.
in a
The
How
boat.
much
best
is a
kind of
breakfast pie?
A penny for 5. They're
I
dirt
shall
cheap.
buy 10 then,
Okay.
so that I can take everybody back a breakfast pastry. And
Do you want gravy?
No, thank you. I need to
Okay.
carry 10 pastries.
I can give you a bucket.
A bucket of gravy.
Ooh, there's marketing.
Hieronymus, were you doing anything in particular in your preparation?
I don't want to use the word snooping, but I'm just looking around the boat. Just
Okay.
I want to use the word
Okay.
snooping, but that's what I'm
So-
doing.
You
that's
are.
probably what other people would call it because they
I-
don't really understand halfling culture.
I think Heinkel is. Oh, he's coming back. Heinkel's
Actually-
probably a bit distracted trying to climb up and down the rigging and messing about in boats.
Oh yeah, I'm
but-
definitely
but-
distracted.
Brucey and Hieronymus, please make perception rolls at -20. It's busy this morning on the docks. There's
So
lots of
many
people moving
people.
about. Other people getting their boats ready. You assume a lot of people getting ready to go to Schaffenfest.
You know what? I'm going to use a
An
fortune point.
astounding failure. I love
Oh.
that word. It's so descriptive.
As you're looking,
There
the
we
boom
go.
swings
The
around
boom.
and hits
I was
you.
just about to say, yeah. And you duck the boom.
I duck the
Um,
boom and then spot something. Hopefully.
Okay. Neither of you see anyone suspicious loitering around the boat, or kind of watch. It is busy, but you kind of every now and then you kind of stop to have a look. You're slightly paranoid about people getting crossbow bolts in their back around you, especially you, Hieronymus. So you're kind of looking around, but you don't see any smelly people in cloaks again, or stout people in doorways.
Just
So
because you're
you're not-
paranoid, it doesn't mean they're not after you.
That's
Mhm.
true. That's true.
I thought I could smell pies then.
And then up the gangplank comes Annika and Bernoth.
And pies.
Yes.
How many people are crew on the ship?
There's Joseph and 2 others, and a
Oh, so
small
that-
child.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's a pie each and 3 for patches.
There you
Huzzah.
go. Okay, cool.
Oh, thanks, Annika.
Unless
Oh,
the small child is having one, but it looks like no. Just thank you for your patience. That was something I needed to do. I appreciate it.
No problem. While you've been in town, Heinkel now knows how to climb rigging.
That's a useful thing.
Point up to him like,
Heinkel, do you want a pie?
I'd love a pie.
throw it to him.
I'll come down the rigging for my pie.
Now let's
Don't
have
throw
let's have a ballistic skill roll.
Ballistic skill roll.
That would be amazing.
What have I got? If I cast flame, can I heat up my pie?
Well, you got to catch it before a seagull snatches it out of the air.
Okay. What am I rolling? Charm?
Dexterity.
Charm
Dexterity.
it? Dexterity. okay.
Or hang on.
Do you really want me to roll a ballistic skill roll
No.
to throw a pie?
You
at
don't need
Heinkel?
to. Well,
I will
if he's
totally do
catching it,
that.
if he's catching it in the rigging, I do. But otherwise, no.
Okay, I didn't catch it.
Can I try and dive and catch
Hang
it
on,
before it hits
did
the
I
floor?
just get?
Yes.
Did I just get a 66? Isn't that a
You did.
critical
It's a
fail?
critical failure. The seagull swoops down and
Yeah.
snatches the pie out of the air as it's arcing through the air. Mine. And off it goes.
oh no.
And as you all get on board, Joseph's like, right, great, everyone's here.
You can have half of my pie, Heinkel.
We can.
You can
we
have
can.
one of my pies.
We can get going. Finally, this is great.
It's giving me so much money.
I got him a pie as well.
Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to take a break. And that means it's giveaway time. So, if you want to, people can now kind of guess what word is going to be the hashtag. If you want to win a
Seagull.
PDF copy of the Monuments of the Right Clan and the one-shots of the Right Clan, I think I've got that right, then all you need to do is put the word #pie in the chat right now, and we're going to go away for 5 minutes, refresh our drinks. You guys do the same, and pies for the pie god. Pie, gravy, pie.
That's a halfling deity right there.
Yeah.
People's suggestion that the wizard should fireball the seagull.
Hashtag 3.14152.
He is
Oh,
technically
Malkavian
correct.
plays.
The best kind
You
of
win the
correct.
chat. You win the chat. That's awesome. Alex should know about pies. That's probably why he's put gravy.
Also, I see Masaka, which is a Coriolis joke. I hear
Yeah,
you.
yeah, and golds for his throne.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, right. So what we're going to do is we will now step away for 5 minutes, and we'll see you very soon for the second half of Enemy in Shadows episode 5. See you in a minute. Hello. We are back. Welcome back to part 2 of Enemy in Shadows episode 5. And before the break, our gang had got onto the Barabelli, and it was just heading off down the Reich to head towards Bogenhafen. Roads lead to Bogenhafen. And we had given out a special secret word for you to enter into the chat to win a copy of the Monuments of the Reichland and the one-shots of the Reichland. Sorry, just trying to remember which ones it was.
Last chance. #pie.
#pie.
Seriously, though, you should see chat right now. It's just a
No.
morass of pie-based conversation.
I don't know. I like a nice lamb pie. I'm with Aaron. Nice lamb pie.
Yeah,
mashed
nice lamb
potatoes,
pie. It's
bit of
not a common
gravy.
one, lamb pie.
Sounds delicious.
You don't have
Pete,
pie with
please
salad
don't pick
non-anomaly,
food-based
seriously.
words anymore.
Yeah, I really miss
Okay.
living in Bath with the rave
Well.
on the pies.
What we've done is apparently a big mess then. A big pie mess. We've had 19 entrants, and I'm about to press the button which will pick who has won a big pie. No, sorry, 2 PDFs from our wonderful sponsors at Cubicle 7 Entertainment. Thank you very much, and Garblag Games. I always do that. And Games Workshop.
I say
Look at
yummy.
me getting
You
ahead of
say?
myself. Yeah. Okay, right, here we go. I'm going to press the button. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Mallard Man 2, you have won the giveaway.
Duck pie.
Congratulations. I think
Oh, and
Mallard
he was
Man
our
2,
last-minute entrant.
last one in. Look at that. Last one in, first one out. Congratulations, you have won those 2 PDFs. What you need to do is join us on our Discord. Come and find me. I'm Garblag. And then direct message me, and I will give you the email address of the lovely folks at Cubicle 7 who will send you your PDFs. Okay, excellent. Right, I can turn that off then. That is good. So, where were we? You guys were heading down the river.
It was weird. For a moment there, we were told we weren't allowed the term rat to appear. Me and Millie racing to get the allow rats, allow rats.
No, no, no horned rats. No, stop. Reverse. Oh my god.
Rats? Are there rats on the boat? Is that what we're saying?
There'll be rats on the boat.
We've
Oh,
just allowed
apparently our
rats in chat.
nightbot got a bit fussy about the word rat.
Oh, okay. Great.
Hmm.
Okay, so you free the boat from the moorings and guide the barge into the Kaiser Reich, the largest channel of water passing through Altdorf. As Joseph calls out orders with a grin, ropes tauten, sails fill, and the barge is soon cutting through the waters heading downstream. In less than an hour, the Barabelli is sailing into the Reichsport, Altdorf's massive natural harbour that lies outside the city walls. And you've gone past all the major buildings of the city. You've seen this kind of stretch of life of Altdorf. You've only been here a day, but you feel like you've already kind of up to your eyeballs in the stench and muck of the capital.
You would feel like that on the river, wouldn't you? That would be the stinkiest part of town. That would be where
Absolutely.
everybody puts everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ed
Is
Robbins.
water meant to be that colour?
Yeah. Mostly. It'll be better once we get out bit further. That's fine. And in the Reichsport, you pass warships of the Imperial First Fleet, which are anchored sort of all around at different points, with pennants flying, and they've got kind of cannons, shiny cannons on deck, and troops aboard, moving around, prepping, doing manoeuvres. I mean, most of these boats, Joseph says, don't ever see the sea. That half of them don't get as far as Marienburg. Patrolling up and down the Kaiser is what a lot of them do. And he points out a truly enormous great ship, because the Emperor Wilhelm III, that has been, I don't think it's ever left the Reichsport in 70 years. And this boat is huge, absolutely huge, with multiple levels of deck. and you can see cannons poking out of little hatches all over the place. Some on the fore, some on the aft. It's got many sails. It's huge and impressive and bloated and a bit dirty, and there's barnacles around the bottom. It kind of makes you. It's kind of a good metaphor for Altdorf itself. It seems to be swollen, overgrown pomp and ceremony with a kind of dark, dirty underbelly, and you kind of head out into the river, and you head southwards towards the Weissbrook canal. The Weissbrook canal is a 60-mile canal. Was completed in 2462 to carry coal and iron from the mines at Delft-Gruber directly to Altdorf, avoiding the heavy tolls in Karreberg. Originally designed to accommodate narrow barges towed by horses, the owners have since opened the canal to barges of all kinds to increase toll revenues. However, as the canal is only 25 feet wide, you guys have to stop various passing points. Sorry, I realise I want to turn away from the camera. It's from my microphone. It's probably quieter for you. The Bearer Belly.
On the Isle of Wight, I'm used to having to stop on random roads for passing points.
Ah, yes. The Bearer Belly is just 2 foot shy of the width of some of this canal. And you guys head down the river and you come to the entrance of the canal at the quiet village of Lithov, very edge of the Altdorf flats. Here, Joseph plays a toll, and you pass through into the canal itself. It's very tight. The Bearer Belly is, occasionally it will scrape one of the sides of the canal. It's barely 2 foot narrower than the canal itself. So you are, Joseph is like, this thing's going to steer itself most of the way, but don't bang into the sides, whoever's on the tiller. It's just, it's, we'll get some passing points. And it's a good idea to stop and wait for a while, because there may be people coming the other way. It's all kinds of fun. And you have to pass other boats a couple of times to ensure there aren't any kind of jams, but you kind of make your way down. All the berthing points have inns adjacent, and House Gruber, Joseph tells you, of Weissbrook, manages the canal on behalf of the 3 noble houses who sort of own it in equal parts: the Gruber, the Holzkrug, and the Holzwig Schleistein. So you've already paid your fee, and it's collected at either end. So you get like a token to show that you've paid, that you can hand off at the other end. So he kind of passes that to Annika and says, "Don't lose that. I've got to sort a few things out." The first morning down the canal, you kind of coming through, and you can see some travellers on the side of the road, people moving about.
Sorry, what am I not losing?
It's a little token that shows you've paid
Parking
your
token.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you've paid the toll.
Everybody
paid the
remember
toll.
where we parked?
Just in case you manage to sneak your ship by.
Are you going to do that funky thing where you make the token disappear?
No, that's your job.
What? And midway through the morning, you can see a group of road wardens trotting along. They come trotting along beside the boat, and there's 5 of them, and they seem to be sort of looking your boat up and down. Joseph's below, like in their storeroom, like dealing with things.
I'll just sort of wave at them and be like,
Morning.
"Hello."
Yeah, we're just keeping an eye out for bandits. We've heard that there's been I'm Sergeant Glucker. Sorry. Are you the owner of this boat?
No, he's just down below, just checking on a few
Okay,
things.
well,
I'm
well,
Brucey.
Let your hello, Brucey. Let your crew know that we've had reports of bandits. So we're just on the lookout for bandits. We're looking for anyone who's helping them, or we've got some people out in the woods, looking for them as well. Just keep an eye out. Being on the canal does make you kind of a bit of a sitting duck. So we're putting a few more patrols on the road.
Was that bandits on our starboard bow? Is that what I heard him say?
We come in peace.
Damn
But
it, Uncle, I'm a priestess, not a l'escalator.
I'll thank you very much for that. I appreciate your looking out for the folks and us, and we'll certainly post a watch.
That's a fine idea, Brucey. Fine idea.
No problem.
Yeah.
Michael, do you want to climb the rigging again?
I'm on my way.
Yeah, be careful, because we've had reports of a coach north of the city being attacked and some people being killed in the city, and we're just on the lookout for dangerous folk and those kinds of things.
They don't happen to use a purple hand, do they?
Sorry?
They don't happen to have a purple hand symbol, do they?
I haven't seen one of them yet. Why do you ask?
I saw some.
All
people
five
that
of
look
them
like-
look at you.
We saw someone back in Altdorf who had a purple hand tattoo. It stank as well. Need a bloody bath.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, Master Dwarf. I don't know of what you speak. I haven't encountered this Purple Hand gang or whatever it is.
Or just
Purple Hand Club or Purple Hand.
I don't know, but yeah, if we see a bandit.
Wait, coach north of the city?
Oh, there was a report in at the Warden house where at the barracks. We get a few reports in from around the city, various different things going on. Just letting you know, there's a few recent
Mutants.
activities. It wasn't clear. We'd heard that there was a coach had been attacked, so I think pretty much everyone assumed that it was bandits. So
No, it was mutants.
sorry, you casually throw that word around.
We were there. We saw them. We fought them.
You fought
We killed the
mutants.
buggers.
I'm sworn to uphold the sacred vows of Myrmidia, and they were the enemies of humanity.
Among others.
Right. Okay. He kind of nods like, yep.
Yeah. You
Yep.
crazy.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you. I can tell that none of you are dangerous bandits, and we'll move on now. Let's go. And they kind of all trot, sort of gallop away.
Do you think it was mutants? Do you think it was? Which way did we come? I'm not very good
We
with.
came from the north. They're talking about that thing
Nice.
that we did, that we saw,
Well, that we found.
found, fixed.
Not where we killed the demon in the bar.
No,
No,
not that one.
After that.
After that,
The ones on the road. Yeah. Where?
between the demon in the bar and the assassins in the town,
Mm,
there were the mutants on the road.
yeah. Yeah. No, I remember. I just was
Yeah,
checking
I was
that.
going to say, how drunk were you?
Yeah,
It was the shot.
it was the shots. Daddy didn't buy any bottles at the bar, but he's probably got something stashed on the boat somewhere.
Joseph comes out and goes, there were shots of Reich water towards the end.
What?
Yeah, that might be why you're not
no
feeling too
wonder
good.
I've been so ill.
What was that? What was all that? He looks down the kind of towpath down the side. There's a lot of road wardens around, aren't there?
Apparently,
Only
there's
bandits.
bandits about.
Oh well,
But equally,
don't need to
apparently
worry.
They can't tell the difference between bandits and mutants. So
Maybe you should teach us
Okay.
how to use the cannons.
wait, there
Okay.
are cannons on this thing?
There's a boat, of course. There's cannons.
We don't
Where's your
really
cannon?
have
It's not-
cannons.
It's not
Do you
how.
have, what
barges
about
work.
swivel guns?
Cannons?
Swivel guns.
What?
No, sorry. We've got a few spears we can chuck over the side, but they're more sort of harpoony things.
Don't throw your spears away.
We've got a few bill hooks, a few 10-foot poles. You know, the usual thing that we have on board to help us. You know,
You could
Get
use
a-
some swivel guns on this thing.
But-
I'd put
yeah.
people off.
it
No,
would.
I think a swivel gun is worth more than this barge. No offense. No offense.
Hey,
It's a
hey,
lovely
hey.
barge.
If swivel guns were cheap, I'd have a couple. You know, there'd be
but I
one up
think-
the front and one up the back.
That's what she
Fore and
said.
aft.
But we don't have that kind of. Well, yeah.
Or some
You don't need
handguns.
special training to use one of those.
Hi. You know, you can learn in 20, 30 years.
We don't need swivel guns. Now we're on the water. Boganau's got my back, so we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Well, I'm going to go and play with the baby then.
Okay. So it starts to rain, and every time you kind of come across another barge that you have to pass, because the Berabelli is one of the largest vessels you'll find on the canal. It's often the other boat that has to do the waiting. You do some waiting, but lots of other boats have to wait for you, and often they're kind of shouting at Joseph as they're being held up and like, get your fat boat off the canal and come on. There's no place for
They're
you on
not,
the
they're not
on
very
the
creative,
Weissbrook.
are they?
No,
These barge
no,
boats.
yeah, no, they're not. And he just waves and says, "Boganau's blessing be upon you. Thank you, thank you." He's just kind
Everybody
of
knows that fat bottom barges make the boating world go round.
And then the rain starts to increase, and it's really, really pelting it down. In this kind of weather, Joseph tells you, it sort of take 3 days to get down to Weissbrook, which is the town at the end of the canal, which is why it's called the Weissbrook Canal. We'll stop at the inns overnight, have a couple of drinks, warm by the fire, that kind of thing. Maybe, if we're lucky, some trapper's been in and got some game, and we'll have something to eat. But it's a few days down the canal, and I said 2 shillings each a day, so it'd be six shillings a piece when we get to Weissbrook, which I'll be able to pay shortly after we arrive. Cash flow, yeah. So, and then he starts directing people. Now, the trip, other than that, the trip is fairly uneventful. So, unless you guys want to try and do something, learn something, prepare something, what are people doing for 3 days, other
I
than
will,
pulling ropes?
I will offer to just fix his accounts for him again, because I'm very good with numbers, so I'll just fix his books for him. Fix.
It kind of hands you like a leather fold over kind of docket thing with like a bunch of parchments and bills of tender and contracts and receipts and manifests and stuff, and he kind of just goes, "Thanks, Brucey, thanks."
Like, oh, it's
I'm going to do some babysitting to let that couple with the baby get a bit of time to do their own thing.
Bless you. And they run. They ask if you will babysit one night, so that they can go to one of the taverns and have a meal, just the 2 of them separately,
Yeah,
for the
say
first
no more.
time in a long time.
Happy to help.
So they're going to go. They're going out for a meal on their own separately. So she going one night, she going the next. They both going to different pubs. I didn't quite work that bit.
I think they mean going out
No,
without
as in
the baby.
Those
Simon.
2 are going separate from everybody else. So even though you probably went to the same tavern that night, they've got a separate area so they can just have a nice dinner to the two of them.
Bless them.
Yes. It's generally rainy and overcast as you make your way down the canal. I mean, you are used to this kind of weather. We're in the middle of the Reichland, so it's fairly wet and dreary. And you head down, and you can see towards on the third day as it's kind of sort of mid-afternoon when you can see ahead, Weissbrook. And you can see there's actually a wall that has been built around the town on the left side, the south side of the canal, and there is construction going on. You can see from here, kind of scaffolds and things around sort of buildings. It seems to be a growing town. And Joseph's like, okay. It's going to be, early evening by the time we arrive. So we've got. I'm expected at the Black Gold Inn. So we've got room. I've got rooms set up for a night there. But I don't want to stay too long. I just want to stop briefly, and then tomorrow we'll probably we'll have a nice night. We'll give ourselves a bit of time. I'll give you. I tell you what. I'll give you half your earnings. If that's okay, to give yourselves a bit of pocket change for the town. I mean, there's some amenities you might want to take advantage of when you get here. If you know what I'm talking about.
What, like washerwomen?
That. Yes, that exactly.
Oh, Gunther
exactly
would have
that.
loved this town.
Well, a lot of people come through here from Altdorf, so it has,
Washerwomen.
washerwomen. There is a tavern called the Happy Man.
I know I've helped with the bookkeeping a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
In my looking through all this stuff, he is going to be able to pay us, isn't he? We're not going to get there, and he's going to go.
Yeah.
Actually, all right, okay.
You think he's probably actually doing a little bit better than he thought he was?
All right, okay. I'll take time to show him and be like, look, you missed.
I always forget that.
4 is 10, right? And then
Yeah,
when
it's
you
always
add
It's always
two
the getting to
tens.
12. I just
yeah,
yeah.
and it's and just go through like bits with him and be like,
Okay.
so actually, you should have this. kind of
Oh.
thing.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Brucey.
Yeah.
That's good to know. That's good.
Yeah.
Good to know.
But if you want another copy for any of the revenue men around, I can write that down for you tonight if you want. Just
Okay.
the ancient boatman art of tax evasion.
Sure.
Yeah.
That would be good. It puts a couple more.
Not
Another
tax evasion, it's creative bookkeeping.
another silver shilling on the table for you.
Ooh.
I'll just leave that there. If it's not there when I come back, I don't mind.
Yeah. And put it in
Just
my
runs
pocket.
into the
Kind
room.
Somebody drop something.
Dives across the table.
A little
Okay,
puff
cool.
of smoke and Patches appears. No, we ain't got any magic, but there was money.
What are Bernoth and Hieronymus going to be doing on the journey? Just
I'm actually going to be drawing a map of the canal.
okay.
So its width, where the passing points are, where the taverns are.
I realise what you mean because obviously in regards to everything else, but in my head you were just drawing a straight
line.
Well, no, I'm a cartographer, so
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm,
So it's
yeah.
What are you doing? I'm drawing a line.
Really?
Okay.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
This line will take me 3 days and I will write pub names next to it.
Hmm.
also canals aren't necessarily straight.
Hmm.
So Patches is he's walking along the edge of the boat, practicing balance, getting bored on the boat,
Okay.
looking out for bandits. He's practicing his bandaging up, seeing if he can do it quickly. just to see if he can get better at that. But no one ever wants him to try and bandage him up.
Okay, cool. Okay, so you guys arrive in Weissbrook, and as you kind of get to the last stretch of the canal, you can see that it widens a bit, and there's kind of a bridge going over it that is up, and you guys go through, and aligning the sides of the canal, there are mooring points, and there are kind of warehouses. And you can see people moving coal and iron ore around this area. It seems to be fairly industrialised. And Bernoth and Brucey, you both know that there are local mines in this area. And then people bringing goods in up from Bogenhof and down from Altdorf, in from Karreberg. You can see why this town is starting to grow, and dotted around there's construction going on everywhere, and it seems like Bernoth, humans are doing the thing they do well, growing and spreading and repopulating and and building these bigger and bigger towns.
Not a full moon, is it?
No.
We'll be safe from the warehouses then.
So your toll has been paid, so you come to the lock at the end, and Annika passes the token over, which proves you've already paid, and you are let through onto the River Bogen, which goes to Bogenhofen, funnily enough. And you turn south and go along the kind of shore front of the town, and you can see this kind of spread in a kind of arc to your left and arcing round to the right, with various docking points along the shore. And there are, again, warehouses, taverns, kind of dotting that line. And there's lots of boats moored up, barges, some sailboats like yourselves, ones that have been on the River Bogen and not necessarily on the canal, so some bigger ones as well. And Joseph is kind of steering the boat, and he's kind of pointing out to a certain jetty. And you can see opposite this jetty, on this kind of main road, this busy, place where all the stevedores are unloading and all the labourers are moving things around, there's this large tavern. And as you arrive, there's a big sign, the Black Gold Inn, and a big sign with coal on the sign. And as you pull in, everybody make a +20 perception test.
I'm going to re-roll that.
Ditto. Oh, I still fail.
There you go. That was using my free re-roll, so I pass.
Okay.
I
So
call up in the crow's nest.
3 success
yeah.
levels.
Okay. Who passed?
I did 3.
I got plus one.
+0. That doesn't count, does it?
Yeah,
That's a
that
marginal
counts.
success.
Yep.
Oh,
And
+2,
Brucey,
sorry.
did you fail?
I failed -2.
Okay.
Just failure.
So, all 4 of you, as you pull into the jetty, you can't help but notice a shadowy, travel-stained figure standing in the doorway of the Black Gold, the inn. Literally, you come off the jetty, 20 paces, tavern. So there's the front door.
Is he one of them rangers from the north?
And Hieronymus, you recognise this person, the shape, the outline. You've seen this figure standing in a doorway before. You're sure of it, and this looks like the stocky figure that you saw in the Königplatz back in Altdorf.
I recognise that. I will say, not loud enough for him to hear if he's that close.
No, that's cool.
He was with a couple of fellas that were signalling to me back in the Platz. Bernoth, you remember when I wandered off and I said there was a fat bloke?
I spotted him too.
Yeah.
And
Oh, is
Bernoth
this
and
the-
Heinkel, you can tell that that person is watching your ship dock.
He's watching us. I'll say to
Is this the one with
Hieronymus.
the face touching thing?
Yeah, well, his mates are doing it. So that's
Can we look around to see if there's any other shady figures about? Now we've seen one.
Well, you got +3 success levels, didn't you?
Yeah.
There's no one else sort of near him that looks shady. There are a
Okay.
few people on the dock side who look a bit shady, but that's
There's
just,
going to be some shady people.
there's going
on
to be
the
some
docks,
shady
aren't there?
people. But this person, as he turns round to go into the tavern, anyone who passed can see that he has a crossbow slung across his back.
Ah. So that suggests he's the one that killed all the purple hand people.
There's more than one crossbow in the Empire.
oh yeah, you're right.
Okay.
I got excited then. Let's jump into conclusions.
Well, I know I'm right.
However, he's clearly got some kind of interest in the halfling.
All right. Well, I'm not having any of that. He's my halfling.
Maybe he's
Right.
after the wizard.
Well,
I don't know.
we'll go.
Seems
we'll
to
go
pay
and ask
attention
him,
to
shall we?
you.
We'll go ask him and drag him out.
Heinkel, I know you're a wizard, but I've done some sailing before now, and just going up to big blokes in bars and asking them to explain their existence tends not to end well.
Yeah. But if I pay a pretty girl to ask him to come out back with him, and then beat him over the head when he's in a dark alley, then that works, doesn't it? That's an Empire kind of thing to do.
Yeah, I think that one works best in the books, when
Does it?
people have written it down,
Oh, okay.
because in practice,
Well,
just,
we're gonna find out, aren't we?
oh gosh, can I sleep on the barge tonight?
Joseph's, yeah, you can sleep on the barge tonight.
Yeah, this might be.
Annika, you up for a bit of a cloak and dagger?
No. But if you think he's up to no good and needs a stern talking to, I could be on board for that.
Stern talking to. I like it.
Write him a letter.
What are you going to do? He's turning and going into the inn.
Um,
I'm going to kind of pretend I haven't seen him and just start strolling towards the tavern.
Okay. Heinkel just got a reroll.
We'll stroll
Ooh.
just behind the
Ooh, I got
dwarf.
two.
Okay, so a few
Oh,
of you are
wait.
strolling into the tavern.
I will
Joseph
go
We
into
kind
forget
the
to
of
tie
tavern.
the ship up.
Yeah,
The
just
ship
kind
just
of-
keeps
Go.
carrying on down the river.
No.
Tie the ship up.
Volmar and Joseph start tying the boat
Yeah,
up, so that's
I
fine.
need a drink.
Okay, we'll get Joseph and says, get us one, and we'll meet you in there in a bit.
I shall check out to see which is the best alley on the left or the right of the inn. And which
What
has a
constitutes
door.
best alley?
Well, is there an alley? I mean, it might just open into a
There
plat.
being one would be a start.
There is an alley to the left of the
And
tavern.
does it have a door in it that leads into the tavern?
Not that you can see from your position.
Okay.
Oh, you have
But-
to throw him through the wall then.
You can see other kind of alleyways branching off of that one.
Okay. Well, an alley's a good start.
So which way are you going, Heinkel? Are you going
Into
down
the
the
park.
alley?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I'll go down the alley and see where it leads.
Okay. Hieronymus, which way are you going?
I'm going to stay with the dwarf.
Okay. Okay, so the dwarf and Hieronymus walk into the tavern. Annika, where are you going?
I can't let Heinkel go on his own.
You see the wizard kind of crazily storming off down the alleyway.
No, I'll go with him.
Okay, and Brucey, which way are you going?
I will go into the tavern to buy the beers and hopefully
Okay.
do a little bit of gossiping.
Okay, cool. So, Bernoth and Hieronymus, as you enter the tavern, there's a few people who look kind of cross. One guy's like, "I knocked my bloody beer on the floor," and the person behind the bar is kind of looking around like, Hey, you can't go through there. Hey, what? Oh God, some people, I don't know. And he's kind of carries on.
What just happened?
Okay. Which way did he go?
Some idiot
Like,
just ran through the tap, came in the door, and then barged through, knocked my beer over.
It must be the same bloke. Back in Aldorf, he went in one door and went out the other one.
I'm
That's
gonna
his thing.
I'm gonna go after him.
Oh, be careful! That guy's
Uh,
that guy's like a dodgy one of them bounty hunter folk.
Only I'll kind of go, excuse me, as I kind of go through.
So you're going through the
Yeah,
tavern.
I'm following. I'm going where the guy
Okay.
went.
Right. Okay. So you run through that way. Hieronymus, are you going with him?
Is Brucey right behind me as well?
Yeah.
Brucey's
yeah.
probably
I'll take
buying
back.
beer at the bar,
Oh yeah, sure. I'll be there.
or wherever you want to be, Brucey. Up to
No,
you.
buying beer at the bar is a good place to be.
Okay. So you get to the bar and start buying beer, and you see the dwarf go behind the bar and through the kitchen.
Oh, he's done that before.
Through probably to get to the beer directly.
I look
to the
around in
food and
case
the
there's a
beer.
demon. I'm like, okay, good. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'll chase the dwarf.
Okay. You chase after the dwarf.
Mine's a pint.
So
It comes
you
in
get to
pints.
the back door, and Annika and Heinkel, you get to the sort of, you walk down the alleyway to where it branches left and right and straight ahead. There's a little crossroads, and as you look to your right, you're looking down the back of the tavern, and you see Bernoth appear at the doorway, and he kind of looks at you, and behind him, further on, you can see a man running down the alleyway, and he sort of briefly looks over his shoulder at you, and he has a kind of grim visage, medium length, brown hair, a short clipped beard, and he's got this kind of snarl on his face as he's looking at you.
Angry
He
Dawn.
seems to have some sort of scar around his neck. You're not sure. But he looks stocky, muscular, and sort of probably in his 30s. So probably only got a couple of years left to live. This is the Empire after all. Life expectancy can't be that high. And he's got a crossbow over his back. He's got a sword on his belt, and you're pretty sure he's got he's wearing chainmail.
How far away is he?
He is. He's running full pelt away from you, and he's sort of 60 feet, 80 feet away from you. So 20, 30 yards.
So about 20 to 30 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a long axe throw?
I've got something better than an axe. But he technically hasn't done anything wrong, as far as I'm aware.
Not that you're aware.
I mean, I feel you. Guys running away, that's always suspicious. But equally,
But not
we're a
enough to
fairly
shoot
weird
him in the
bunch.
back with a blunderbuss.
not enough to shoot him in
Yes.
the back with a blunderbuss, yeah.
Okay. So are you going to let him
He's
go?
gone.
I shall shout to the dwarf and say, "Let him be. We
I
shall go
haven't
back
drawn,
and
I haven't
drink."
even drawn the blunderbuss.
I know,
Okay.
but you're a dwarf. You have to assume you're going to do something violent.
It's a
Okay.
strange assumption
He's
Yeah,
always
really
such a
should.
dwarf.
coming from a rash manling. I'll just kind
I'm
of
gonna go back to the bar.
I'm
Sit back.
concerned about that man. I think he's going to be a problem in the future.
I agree.
But there's nothing we can do now without it being an act of aggression. He hasn't done anything.
He's up to something, but I don't know what.
Yeah, I mean, he's up to something. We don't trust him. We know he's probably going to be back, but he hasn't done anything provable.
I think he's going to get others.
I could have shot him, but he hasn't
Are
done
you
anything.
saying this as you kind of walk back into the tavern?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, back
Yeah.
in the tavern, kind of softly to
Back through the
two that
kitchen.
I
All
know.
of us come in the back.
I'll kind of lead them round, back round
Yeah.
the front.
I'm going back through the kitchen.
Okay. Well,
mean-
Brucey's at the bar. Brucey, you're at the bar, and
Yeah.
the old man whose beer got knocked over comes over to you and says, "Your friends are in a bit of a rush over a spilt beer. I mean, what's that all about?"
Well, we thought we saw him back in Altdorf, which means he's got here pretty quick. And we were just wondering what coach company he was with, because the coach company we came to Altdorf in, that was just rubbish. I mean,
No.
yeah.
I heard he came in on a knackered horse, and he's lodging. He's over at the Trumpet Inn. A mate of mine drinks over there. He's like be careful. I think he's some sort of bounty hunter or something. He's in town looking for someone, and he looks like one of those people who's got no smile, nothing in their eyes. You know, he was a
Tax
grim
man.
guy. Yeah.
Right. And I'll buy him a beer, because obviously you need one to replace.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Very kind. I mean, that's not why I came over, but that's very kind of you. Good sir.
You've solved the question we were dying to know. You definitely didn't use, and I'll say I can't remember whatever Gunner and Holtz were.
Okay.
I definitely didn't use that carriage company. Used his own horse, eh? Trumpet. All right, and I'll pay the barman and take our ales over to a place to drink.
Okay. And as
Like
you
the
kind of sorry, go on.
I think Brucey can carry like 7 pints all at once, like get them all
I
together and
bet
stacked
Brucey
up.
can 7 pints at once.
Definitely. Yep. And there's one in the mouth as well. So
Yeah.
all 8 beers
Yeah.
over at the table. Boom. As these guys come back, and the Joseph comes up from the
More
boat,
than enough for a game of Chiswick roulette.
and we shall leave our episode with all of you sitting down for a nice ale in the Black Gold Inn, and we shall see what happens next time. Thank you very much to my players for good stuff tonight. Lots of fun. Thank you to our audience for joining us. Lots in the chat tonight. Lots of pie stuff, obviously. Some
hungry.
shout outs to Bagric. And thank you to Cubicle 7 for sponsoring our show. It's been lots of fun, and I'm very much enjoying this. Enemy in Shadows that we are running. I'm going to click back over to the other screen for the outro. Cool. Okay, so please don't forget to go and check out all our social media. Links in the about below if you're on Twitch, and in the video description if you're on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, come and join us on Twitch. And if you're watching on Twitch, don't forget to watch on YouTube at the weekend. Give those likes and comments. It's all very helpful to us. Please go and bombard Cubicle 7 with messages that we should have a season 2. And we will see
Or
you
bombard
next...
us with said messages. Go on YouTube and just say, hey, we would like you to run a
That's
season
true.
2 of this. It would
That's
be
true.
good.
Put them in the
Absolutely.
comment.
You know, try and
Likes.
make it a bit sincere, though, rather than... I'm not going to read you like a word for word, but actually I prepared this document.
Yeah, which you can find
Yeah,
on our
honestly.
Discord.
Honestly, comments saying that on the YouTube videos would really
Yeah.
help.
Mhm.
Cubicle 7 make a decision.
Any
So-
giveaways next week?
We have
But
giveaways.
of course.
And we are giving away Death on the Reich hardback book and companion pre-order next week on the show.
That's
So
pretty tasty.
for our finale, 2 hardback books. You won't get them straight away,
No.
but
because
they
they're
will
on
be.
pre-order.
They will
You'll
have
get
your
them
name
as soon
on
as
them,
they're released.
and as soon as they're released, you will get them. So tune in next week for that. So between now and then, though, we have a bunch of other shows. Tomorrow, Ben.
Tomorrow we have Alien, What Lies Beneath. We started the game. My group of players have landed on LV 1110, aka Tethys, and started having a look around. They've gone out to the tidal baffle and found out that all is not as it should be at the Circle K.
Hmm.
And they're currently working their way carriage by carriage through the devastated remains of Science Station 3.
Cool.
Come and find out what is going on in session 2 tomorrow.
With algae hole, isn't it?
Algae Hull.
And
Yeah,
one big
love it.
happy family.
One big happy
Yep.
family.
And Leon's in that show.
Yeah,
Leon
I
is
am.
in that show as ace pilot Caleb Hiller.
I love the fact that every time you say, Leon, could you make a pilot role? Leon just goes, yes, I can. Oh, you want me to make one? Oh, okay. Okay. And
Formality.
then next week on Tuesday, we will have episode 3 of Masks of Nyarlathotep, where we're having lots of fun in Peru. And there was horrible, nasty stuff this week. So
Weird
we'll be
circle
continuing
faced
that.
trumpy vampires.
Yeah, lamprey vampires. Yeah.
Totally
Ugh.
explainable by science.
Then on Wednesday we'll have episode 3 of Ranger Squadron, our West End Games D6 Star Wars show, and then on Thursday we'll be back round to this. Next Thursday also my my Kickstarter finishes.
Oh, have you got a Kickstarter?
I have got a Kickstarter.
You should have said
Dodecker,
something.
Adventuring Through Grimdark Worlds, a D12 old-school role-playing game with narrative, character creation, and world-building. So yes, and we are funded and passed our first stretch goal, which is more art, and we're going towards our next stretch goal. So please check that out with the link in the chat. Thank you everyone who has backed us. That is very cool. Okay. Also, Lord of the One Ring Kickstarter just launched, didn't it? So
Yeah, just a little thing.
Oh,
and Kill
Tempting.
Today, Die Tomorrow. Matt's
Has also
Kickstarter.
funded.
Oh yeah, that funded.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's funded, so that's cool. That's his Western zine quest adventure, so that's cool. So check all those things out. Come and join us on Discord. Check out our Patreon for loads of cool content as well. And we shall see you tomorrow for Alien. Thank you very much, everybody. And we've been Garblag Games. Stay safe. Have fun with your games. Bye-bye.
bye.
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 Bye.